Good morning, everybody. It's Steve Katsikaris, Norland Coboconk Watchdog, up here on Trails End. Just got a new camera here this morning. It's like about 7 a.m. And since cameras are going up all over Trails End, I thought I'd get myself a new one. And I would like to thank the K.G.B for sending me this camera for free. Yes, seems like the police state is definitely trying to get a stranglehold in our country these days, starting with S7, Bill C-51, and now that unpopular M103. You no longer have the right to free speech. Wow. Anyways, continue on with the fight here. People like me are definitely saying no to this, and I think that we're going to see some change in the future because this is becoming very unpopular, and it's costing us a fortune. It's not cheap to set up a police state. It costs quite a bit of money. So I think we should go back to the old style of just having a free democracy and sticking with the Queen's laws. I think that's a lot better. We all agree to live by it. It's the people in Ottawa that want to change it all for some reason. Maybe it's some money involved. Yeah, yeah. Maybe some oil money. Or who knows, lithium. That's the big one for the future. All the batteries we made out of lithium. And the biggest resource on Earth right now is in a country called Afghanistan. Yeah, yeah. How ironic. Yeah. So anyways, I'm going to put this up on YouTube and show everybody that the Norland Coboconk Watchdog is ready for the police in their next move. And we can see how foolish they are. You know, that lady that was here, she briefly mentioned to my brother that she was living here full time and looking forward to the winter. And it's now, I believe, 3 weeks into September, and she moved in on the first of September, and she's only spent a whopping 4 nights in that place. Yeah, yeah, and now she's gone. Cameras all put up. I'm gonna do another video showing all the cameras around the house. Obviously, this lady's up to no good. And yes, I am accusing her of being part of a conspiracy to murder me, because this thing's been going on for a few years now up here at Trails End. And the only thing I guess I'm guilty of is basically watching people break the law, put in illegal sewage systems, and then have my personal information given to a mercenary company to shut me up. And looks like the police in our community are friends with these guys. And yeah, so just goes to show you what kind of thuggery is going on around here. And our friends, the OPP, are on the record in 2012 attacking people in Kincardine, Ontario, because they were complaining about nuclear waste being dumped into cottage country. So the OPP thought they can go and intimidate people. Yeah, made the news. But for some reason, no one wants to talk about Trails End Road, Norland. Water protection signs, cops up here, it's all over the internet. Mainstream media doesn't want to talk about it. Hell, even the Ryerson school newspaper doesn't want to write about it. I wonder why. They're involved too. So, I just want to invite people up to Trails End. Yes, there are cameras on these houses, and it is to monitor my movements back and forth, but these cameras are meant for me. So, if people want to come up and have a tour of Trails End Road, Norland, by all means, come on up here. Please bring your cameras. I got no problem being filmed. So, and if you do come up, just stay to the main road and just walk right up the road, and you'll see these illegal sewage systems up here. And you can thank your friend, our counselor friend there, Mr. Emmett Yo, for all this. I'm accusing him of lining his pockets with dirty bribe money here. And this is him doing his dirty work in his own backyard. The guy only lives like 250 meters away from here, and he refuses to come up here to even look at all this. Instead, he goes and takes your tax money and hires thugs to come after me and my family. So, we got a whole bunch of people here involved in this, and now Mr. Lethem is involved in this because this happened on his watch, what happened here last year with the SWAT team. So, yeah, looks like there's going to be a little bit of political turmoil coming up in the next election here. I'm pretty confident that taxpayers are fed up with all the corruption in our city council. We can see that money's not being spent here in town to fix the roads, take care of the beach. Norland Community Center has been shut down. They just spent all this money renovating the place and now they close it down. And I'm pretty confident right now there's probably over $1 million been spent on me alone coming after me. If these cops are collaborating with these people and buying up cottages and buying cameras and using SWAT teams, and that's teams plural, more than one SWAT team has hit me now, and helicopters. And being a pilot, I know those helicopters aren't cheap to run. They're about $2,000 an hour to operate a helicopter turbine. Those police helicopters. So, yeah, not cheap. Not cheap. So that's why your community is starting to suffer. The tourist industry is not going to do too well if the water quality goes down, and we can see right now that this should be a government issue, testing all the water in the lakes, in the rivers, especially in the months of July and August when people are swimming in there. It's no different than operating a community swimming pool. You got to do your checks. People got to know. And leaving this up to a private club like the Shad Lake Association is ridiculous. I like to see where they're doing their information from, because I know right now it's $60 a water sample. Right? So they got to be writing checks to someone to be testing this water, and that's what I want to see. I want to know where the Shad Lake Association is writing out these checks to test the water. But I don't think it should be the Shad Lake Association's responsibility in the first place. I think it's the government's responsibility, especially when it comes to community health. So that's why I'm so determined to keep the push on here and get into politics. Because obviously, if it keeps going this way, there's not going to be too much of a community left if we allow people to keep doing bribe jobs around here. And if someone gets sick because the water quality is going down, maybe not this year, next year, but in the future, that's not going to look good either for tourism. So getting a handle on these things and demanding sewage system inspections, especially along the lakes and rivers, just to make sure everything's okay, is not a big deal. I know places where they've done it. People like it. Doesn't mean they're going to do anything. They're just going to check to make sure that everything's fine. And the ones that are in jeopardy, they have to get removed and replaced. And City Council does have the septic rehabilitation program. They admitted that there are problems with sewage going into lakes. So this is not me. This is City Council that's passed this. And the problem is that a lot of these sewage systems have been put in illegally, especially up here in Trails End. And they're using muscle to shut people up when we complain about it. So, and now you can see they got cameras over there. I'll get another shot later of the cameras on the place there. But these cameras are night vision, audio. Yeah. I like how this lady wanted to be my friend and get me in front of her camera so she can set me up. And now she's gone. It's funny how she knew my name too. Just moves in, knows my name. You might want to play the part a little better. Yeah, so, yeah. There you go, new camera. Beauty. Alright, well, it's early 7 o'clock in the morning. I'll be putting this up on YouTube for my police friends to know that I invested in another camera. And, hey, I think all this can end, guys, if you just come clean on all this. Make a public statement. Talk about what kind of bad guy I am. Tell the community. You're writing bogus stories in the newspaper about a guy walking around with a pellet gun. Like, come on, why don't you talk about me? All this can end. Geez, I hate to have to start my own police cooking show. But you can see how much fun I could have with that. So if you're a cop and you're getting sick of this stuff, it's time to start complaining to your brotherhood union saying enough's enough. Because this guy's having too much fun with us, and he's on the record for being a crime fighter, so we're going after the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here, and it's making us look bad. To protect what? One idiot, Paul Martin? Or maybe a few idiots in government? Yeah, so it's not worth it. And as you can see, I'm ramping up my equipment, and I'm not giving up, and you cops keep looking sillier and sillier every day you show up here. It's funny how you always come by the barbecue there. Yeah, make up some baloney about me. So, anyways, I'm just putting this up on the internet now, and as I say, the fight continues. And, you know, this bogus peace bond's over in January. So, Paul, I got a new camera for you, buddy. Going to be asking you some questions since you and I never had a conversation together. Never had a conversation. Well, we're going to have a nice conversation. And the conversation's going to be public. It's going to go up on YouTube. I want to know why in the hell you came after me and my family with mercenaries to shut us up about sewage systems, and now you're spending all this time and money on me now to cover this up. 250 grand, is that how much you make a year, Paul Martin? To be a crook? To be a Nazi? Because what you're doing is definitely Nazi Gestapo. Dragging me from city to city, using police forces from everywhere, using a homicide unit, intelligence, for what? Me blabbing about illegal sewage systems? Shh. Yeah. Well, Paul, the gig's up. They say, it's not worth doing the crime, buddy. It's just not worth it. It always catches up to you. It always catches up to you. And that's why I'm just going to keep being a crime fighter and keep doing what I'm doing. And you can see more and more videos are coming up. And it's always because of your attempt. You don't see me harassing you or your family, but you seem to be harassing me and my family. And you're supposed to be the victim? I don't think so. Anyways, I think I said enough, and I'm going to put this up on the internet for today, and who knows what's going to happen tomorrow. Maybe the cops will show up again and do something stupid, and I'll be here ready with 2 cameras. Anyways, everybody, thanks for watching. I'm Steve Katsikaris, your Norland Coboconk community watchdog, watching out for the taxpayer and the environment. So long, everybody.